What's up everybody, welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video we are going to take a look at AXS and figure out exactly what it's going to do next. Is it going to continue going to break new all-time highs? Actually it already is. Or is it going to come back down and dump to absolutely ridiculous lows? If you want to figure out exactly where I'm going to be looking to get AXS or perhaps short AXS, you're going to want to watch this video. And to kick things off, let's just start by telling you guys, stop shorting this. Guys, for real, just because something has gone up by about 100% over the last 2 days doesn't give you a reason to short it. If you haven't already watched my previous AXS video, I want you to go watch that. Over there, I discuss exactly what you should be looking for before you start shorting something, right? The breakout structures, weaknesses, distribution patterns. Seriously, go watch that previous AXS video if you haven't already. It was published about a week ago, and back then I called, right? Back then I called for AXS to find support at $15, right? Technically I say find support, but rather I said that AXS would find its bottom near $15. And if any of you took that advice, right, you would have known that I am pretty much like, I had what, I was 6% off. Right, I was 6% off, and at the moment I would say that this is a pretty good snipe. And you know, if you are a long-time follower of this channel, you know that I am very accurate a lot of the time. And when it comes to AXS, I would like to say that I'm pretty accurate because, you know, I love trading AXS. AXS is the only coin that like moves so well, and there is no other coin for scalping. Like honestly, in my humble opinion, AXS is really fun for scalping if you know what you're doing. But I digress. If you haven't already followed me on Twitter at _the_art_of_crypto, by the way, you are going to want to do that. This is where I'm sharing the latest market updates and you do not want to miss out. So let's get back into AXS. So the reason why I ask you not to short it is simply, right, if we just go onto the daily chart right now, you can see that, does this look bearish to you? Like, just tell me straight up, does this look bearish to you? I don't know about you, but that certainly does not appear bearish to me. So if we just draw a Elliott wave, right? I'm sure you guys are familiar with Elliott waves. This is starting to resemble that quite a bit. Don't ask about the accuracy of these levels. I'm going to give you the exact tops or like the exact levels that you should be looking for AXS to get rejected by. But for now, let's just visualize this concept right now. A lot of people, right, the biggest mistake that they make when they are trying to short something is that they're stuck on a lower time frame, right? They're looking at, oh, the 1 minute. Look, it's falling wedge on the 1 minute. We have to buy the breakout, short the breakdown. Guys, let me tell you one thing straight up. If you know that AXS has been like, let me just put it into perspective for you. If we just go onto the Discord, you can see that AXS, right, has had the highest revenue amongst, you know, pretty much every single, you know, DeFi protocol, right? It even has more revenue than PancakeSwap and MetaMask. That puts into perspective like how brilliant that AXS has been performing. And I don't know about you guys, right? But let's say if you were an institution, let's say that you were a hedge fund, and you see a coin that is performing so well fundamentally, what would you do? I would assume that you would try to get into this coin. And let me just tell you straight up that this move right here, and this move right here, and this move right here is all caused by institutions. I know a lot of people will be very quick to come and tell me, oh no, it isn't caused by institutions, man. You look at how AXS has been changing lives in the Philippines, in the Indonesia, and you know, it's been feeding families and, you know, sustaining entire economies. No way. This is, you know, your view of institutions buying this up or institutions causing this is absolutely full of bull. No, I do understand what you mean by that, and I do see the absolutely game-changing possibilities of AXS. The fact that it is sustaining entire economies right now is nothing short of amazing. I understand that. But when it comes to anything that has a chart, especially anything that is performing so fundamentally well, you know, like AXS, you really have to be able to know that retail has no ability to push the markets up like this, nor down like this, nor up like this. And the reason why I'm so sure that institutions are involved is because when I was determining this level at $15, I based this off of an institutional trading concept, which is called order blocks. Basically, the last bearish candle before a massive move upwards is what you call an order block. So in this case, from this point, let me just draw it just so you guys can illustrate this, you know, a little bit better. This entire block right here is a bullish order block. Similarly, a massive move downwards, right, the last bullish candle would be your bearish order block. So in this case, this massive move downwards right there, this right here would be your bearish order block. But in this case, because on a higher time frame we are still bullish, right? If you just take a look at this, right? This is one swing, right? If you can visualize that. Or rather, you know, you could visualize it, you know, like this. But even so, we are still forming higher lows and higher highs. Even though we did break structure just a tiny bit, right? Over here, we did break this higher low to form a lower low. But overall, on the daily chart, you can see that the structure is still bullish. So please do not be so quick to short it just because, oh, it's just 2x in a day, so it has to come down, right? No, just because, and you know, vice versa. Just because something dropped by 80% doesn't mean it's not going to drop, you know, another 80% from that point onwards. You don't short something just because it pumped. And similarly, you don't just buy something just because it dumped, right? You look for signs, or rather, you look for institutional areas of value to, you know, buy. So again, this is an institutional area of value, right? All the blocks are untapped areas of liquidity. And so the institutions like to push price to areas of untapped liquidity. Like, you know how retail, we look at support and resistance. That's the way that we determine, you know, our areas of value. Those are areas that we deem to be good areas to short something or go long on something. But here's what you need to understand. That's not what institutions are doing. In fact, they know what you're doing. So they play the order blocks. To the untrained eye, this move right here would seem absolutely random. And you might say that I sniped this based on pure luck. But again, you know, if you were in the private Discord or something, you would know that I am pretty damn accurate. So enough about me. So let's discuss where is the exact top for AXS now that I've gone through, you know, such a long explanation. And honestly, my answer to that question is I don't know. Right? I don't know where's the exact top for AXS. I'm not going to pretend to call the top of something that is in price discovery mode, but I can give you some pretty good fib levels and I can give you exactly what to look out for to identify the top. So let's dive into it. Again, this is going to be a pretty long video, and so far if you've learned a thing or two already, it helped me so much. You could just drop a like button. It's a small gesture, but it really helps a lot. So if you just draw a fib retracement from this swing top right here down to this swing low right here at 5.85, you can see that in this fib, right, during this fib, it pretty much respects it, right? Resistance, support, you know, resistance, support, resistance, support, you know, resistance here, which is the key, right? We want to find areas where AXS price might be likely to get rejected by. So in this case, you look for these levels as, you know, take profit targets, right? Again, I told you guys not to short. That means you should go long. And if you go long, these are the levels that you should be taking profits at, up to even the 2.618 level, maybe the 3.618 if we do get there. Like, I'm not going to go any higher than that, right? $90 AXS, can you believe that? I mean, of course, if we do break above that, then, you know, absolutely brilliant. Then 114 and 137 as the exact top that we might reach in, I don't know, a few months, a few weeks. But right now, these are the levels that AXS is likely to get rejected by. If you just take a look here, it came up to the 1.131 and got rejected. Of course, you're going to want to move this, all these levels that I just gave you, just a tiny bit downwards, right? You always want to take your profit before the bots do. Bots are programmed to take profits at the fib levels, and you know, you're trying to take other people's money here, so you got to take profits quicker than them before they take it from you. Make sense? So just drag all these levels down by a bit, and there's your take profit target if you were going on a long. For me, I would personally focus up to $52 as the top, but that is still a bit too early. So remember, on the daily chart, it's still respecting something like this, right? Until this is invalidated, like, don't be surprised if AXS does this, right? Now I'll draw the exact levels now, and bam, that's what I think will happen to AXS, all right? In my personal humble opinion. But again, it's way too early to tell. So let's just get into what should you look for in order to short AXS. So again, you will learn this very much more in depth if you watch the previous video that I made on AXS. But for now, let's just summarize it very simply. What you want to look for when you short something is for a break of structure. So let me just go on to the 15-minute to illustrate this much more clearly. So if you notice here, right, during this massive move upwards, you sort of form, you know, from this low, you form this high, and then you sort of form this low, and then this high, this low, this high, this low, this high, this low, this high, this low, this high, and then, you know, you sort of have this low. So what this means is that during an uptrend, you keep forming high lows and high highs. So it would make sense that the moment that structure has been broken, which means when you break below this level right here at 29.4-ish, that means you have broken structure on, you know, whichever time frame that you're looking at. In this case, we will be looking at a 15-minute. So why is this important? Let me explain to you why this is important and why you need to keep this in mind always. Imagine if you were an institution, right? Again, I said it and I will say it again. This is caused by institutions. This is caused by institutions. Retail has no way of moving the markets like this, right? Institutions, this is retail right there. This is retail. This is retail, right? This is retail. Retail, institutions, okay? Retail simply has no way of moving the markets, which means if, let's imagine if you were an institution and you were looking to go long, right? Let's say, again, I called it and I will say it again. The price came down to this level because institutions wanted to fill their bags at this bullish order block. This is their area of value. This is where they will push the price to. And if institutions went long here, or maybe here, or maybe even here, right? Let's just assume that if you were an institution and you went long, would you really allow the price to fall below, you know, this low right here? Would you really allow the price to fall below there if you were, you know, if you were going long? I would assume, like based on common sense, that the answer would be no, because why would you allow yourself, your position, to get stopped out or to be in the negative? Absolutely not, right? Like, why would you do that? So this is what we call, right? If we just remove the Fib levels now, so that I can draw it out better for you guys. This is what you call a protected low, okay? The reason why it's protected is because institutions will not want to let the price fall below these levels if and as long as they are continuing to go long on the coin. So these are all protected lows. So basically, the moment one of these protected lows gets invalidated, like gets attacked, right? If these protected lows get attacked and violated, which means the price breaks below this protected low, that means that, you know, institutions are no longer protecting their positions. And that means they might be starting to go short now. So again, you wanna pay attention to all these protected lows right here, from, you know, $15 up till, you know, the most recent one is at $29.5. So you're gonna want to keep in mind of all these protected lows. Basically, what you want to look for is for protected lows to get violated. If you want confirmation, you know, maybe one might not be enough confirmation, so you look for two protected lows to get invalidated in one move. Which means basically, if AXS starts to break below 29.6 and breaks below 27 as well, then that's your short entry. And secondly, right, this is only one condition to be fulfilled, right? Remember, I have two conditions that must be fulfilled. Remember, in the beginning of the video, we talked about bullish order blocks, how this was a bullish order block, and so the institutions push price to a bullish order block. So I want you to imagine right now that if the price were to break down like this in a straight line, where would be your bearish order block? I would assume, right? I would assume that it would be right about here and right about here, right? Because remember, bullish order blocks are the last bearish candle before a massive move up, yeah? So bearish order blocks would be the last bullish candle before a massive move downwards. Makes sense? So in this case, this would be your bearish order block. So this is going to be your second condition to be fulfilled. In order for AXS to be bearish, you basically want to break below this low, perhaps break below this low as well, or maybe find support here. Again, this is what you consider a bullish order block as well. So let me just draw it out. So this right here is a bullish order block. So you want to look for AXS to break below this level, come fill this bullish order block, or break through this protected low as well. Both conditions can be, like, both works, right? But what you want to look for as the second confirmation for AXS to be bullish is for AXS to not break above these two order blocks right here, right? This entire area between $32 to about $29.6, this is going to be your order blocks, and you do not want to see AXS break above this level, right? A break above this level would mean that AXS is still very, very bullish, right? Basically, you're still forming high lows and high highs and high lows and high highs until you don't. So you're going to want to look for AXS to fill this and for it to come up, right? It can come up to any of those entries, right? For me, I would place order block entry there, right? And my second order block entry would be there. And in this case, I would set my stop loss, right? Stop loss at right above this level, right? Let me just remove this line. This will be my stop loss, right? This is how you use order blocks, and this is your second confirmation. If AXS were to break this right now, fill this bullish order block, and come fill this bearish order block, and then attack this protected low, right? This is your entry. This right here is your entry, right? With a stop loss about there. And you would still say that, oh my, this is a pretty wide stop loss, right? Like from this second DCA point, it's about 5%. And so if you want to nail down, like if you want to, further refine this entry, you could perhaps go for another one there. This is the sort of risk that you have to take when you are dealing with a coin like AXS. And by the way, if you break above, this level, if you get stopped out, then remember what I said. It means that institutions are still bullish, which means they are using this bearish order block in order to fill their orders before pushing the price even higher, which is why you always use a stop loss, right? A stop loss is, a point of invalidation for your trade. At which level, if the price breaks through that level, will your trade get invalidated? In this case, this would be right here at 32.9. And it's perfectly fine to get stopped out, right? Even the best traders in the world are wrong about, half the time, and yet they're still wildly profitable. And the reason why they are able to do that, or, the reason why they're profitable is because they manage their risk well. It's okay to be wrong, but it's not okay for any single mistake to wipe out your account. Capiche? So that is going to be the bearish case for AXS. If you do break above, this level at, the previous high at, about 32.26, then yeah, AXS is still bullish, right? Just buy AXS, right? And look for these resistance lines to act as resistance, right? So-called resistance. And I'm just going to give you a moment to mark down these bullish levels for AXS. And right now, legit, I'm giving you the exact levels where you should be buying, or rather, the exact levels where you should be taking profit for AXS if you were to be going long. Like, if you can't even mark it out on your own charts, then there's nothing more that I can do for you. And right before we get into the take profit targets for the AXS short, I'm just gonna show this real quick, right? If you appreciate the fact that I'm able to do such an accurate analysis, and if you follow this channel, you know how accurate I am, even just on my YouTube channels. And if you want to learn to do this for yourself, you're gonna want to check out the private group. Over here, you're gonna get access to a world-class trading education that will pretty much ensure that you learn how to do the things that I do. Over here, I'm sharing literally my life's knowledge, and at the moment, the monthly signups are open for a very limited amount of spots. Currently, it's open for 100 spots, and about 50 have already been taken up. So once this is full, I'm going to be closing this for at least 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. So head to the link in the description and make sure you secure your spot right now. Over here, not only are you going to get access to that world-class trading education, but you're going to get access to daily profitable trading setups as well, where everyone is making some ridiculous amounts of profits. And I can assure you that there have been multiple people in this Discord group that have already paid back their membership in just a couple of trades. Like, look at this guy. It's crazy. For real, it's going to pay itself off real quick. So make sure you sign up while you still can. So right now, let's mark out the take profit targets for AXS. And to do that, I'm going to use the 4-hourly chart for this, because again, you want to use the order blocks to your advantage. In this case, I'm not going to actually do order block entry for this. I'm just going to mark this down, right? This neon blue, this cyan blue line, this is going to be your take profit targets for AXS. So let me just remove all these protected lows because we don't need those anymore. So basically, what you want to look for in a short is for all of these protected lows to get attacked, right? So, and where would be the end, of the short, right? If you do short and price goes and attack all those levels, then where's the end? And the end would be at an unfilled order block. Okay, so basically, this level right there, that would be pretty close to the bottom. So right about here, that's going to be pretty close to the bottom. This order block has been filled already, right? Take a look, right? Price went up and then came down to fill it. So this doesn't count anymore. So I would say very likely that these two levels right here are going to be very, very close to the bottom, right? And you will only get to these two prices if AXS were to break below this level right here, right? Which I will mark with a white line. Because on a higher time frame, again, if we go onto the daily chart, you can see that, remember what I talked about, the swing lows and swing highs just now? Swing high, swing low, swing high, right? At the moment, these two levels are the levels to watch for AXS. Until we break either of these levels, just remember you should be playing just, order blocks inside range. So in this case, let me just move this level back down. So yeah, if you were to take a short, then these would be your take profit levels, right? At 25, like just mark these down on your own chart. And the way you use these profit levels for the long and the short entries is, as the price is coming down, you maybe take 25% here, 25% here, and you close the rest here. Right, this is called dollar cost averaging, or rather scaling out, because nobody knows exactly where's the top and nobody knows exactly where's the bottom, so you take profits along the way. And I'm sure there are some beginners that are going to come and tell me, hey, but if I take profits now, then I'm missing out on potential gains. What if it pumps after I take profits? Listen, the moment you get into a trade, you have to come to terms with yourself that whatever you do from that point on, once you open a position, everything that you do is going to be painful. If you take profits too early and the price pumps, that's going to be painful. But if you don't take profits, the price goes all the way up or all the way down and it comes back to your entry and stop you out, that's going to be even more painful as well. So at the end of the day, you just have to come to terms with yourself what kind of pain you're willing to accept. So these are the levels that I'm going to watch out for AXS during this short entry. And remember to play the order blocks, okay? Remember the second condition for AXS to be guaranteed bearish. At the moment you can see live right now, if I wasn't recording this video, I would be taking a short right now. But remember, this is now your bullish order block. Sorry, this is now your bearish order block right here, right? In fact, I would even argue that this entire block right here is your bearish order block. So you're going to want to look for price to first dump, attack some protected lows. Preferably if we can break below 27.7 in this one move, that would really confirm that AXS is bearish. You want to look for the price to come back up to the order block. That's where you place your short, and this is where you place your stop loss. That's where you take profit targets. It's over here. So I want you to take a moment to really mark down these levels right here. So just pause the video right here and mark down all these levels. So I know this has been a pretty long video, and honestly, if you're still here, I really want you to congratulate yourself for staying until this point. Oh, right, I'm going to change this just a tiny bit. Right, change this one. So if you stay until this point, I really want you to congratulate yourself, because this is so far like a 25-minute, maybe 30-minute video. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that I covered a lot of things in this video. And if you're watching until this point so far, let me tell you one thing: you are part of the 10% right now, because I guarantee you most people would rather be watching like some reality show or Logan Paul or something than watching this and educating themselves. So trust me, if you keep this up, it's only a matter of time before you succeed, and it's not a matter of whether or not you will succeed. In fact, right now, I'm so sorry, I'm just going to change this level again back down to 25.36. I do think that this is a better level for a take profit. And again, all these shorts right now, once you do take profit, you can flip long on these levels. So basically, as you close your shorts here, you can spot buy some AXS, close your short here, buy some AXS, close the rest of your short here, buy some AXS, if you know what I mean. So let me just remove this level at $15 because we have already filled this order block and have pumped. So currently these are the order blocks to watch out for. And if you watch under this point, again, I just want you to comment down in the comment section 10%, because I know most people will not be sticking around until this point. So I just really want to know who are the real ones. And if you watch until this point so far, man, how much value was in this video? If you feel like this video would help somebody or maybe teach somebody a few things, I just want you to share this video. If you want to learn just how to be as accurate as I am, and just be comfortable looking at a chart and be like, okay, this is where I'm going to short, this is where I'm going to take profit, and I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. If you just want the ability to do that, then you're going to want to check out the private Discord group, because over here, I'm literally teaching you everything that I've learned over my life. So if that sounds interesting to you, head to the link in the description and sign up before spots fill up, and spots fill up rather quickly. So yeah, may the gains be with you, my 10% of people, and peace, my friend.